welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and I'm here in West Bromwich, and today I'm going to visit Farley Park. It was originally called Grits Green Recreation Ground, and it was the second park to be created in West Bromwich after Dartmouth Park. Never been in, so I don't know what it looks like, but I bet it's nothing like when it was first created back in the 1890s, but we're going to have a look anyway and see what we can see. Yeah, Farley Park was the second park, as I said, that was given to the borough after Dartmouth Park. It was created on the 6th of August 1892. Reuben Farley gave the land to the people of West Bromwich. People often complained around these parts that, well, Dartmouth Park is a lovely place, but it's too far to get to from here. So Farley created this particular park, and on the grounds he added the lodge and the reading room, and you can see on the reading room just underneath the gable you can just make out the words reading room on there, and it still has its use. I can see lights on in there. Show you the notice board as we enter the main gates of Farley Park. Yeah, this is the lodge here, and quite a nice looking building. A lot of the parks would have a lodge just by the main gates. We have a clock up there that says 25 to 7. We're currently at around 11 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. The bowling greens that you can see here. I don't think the bowling green was one of the original features that was added to the park when it first opened. I think this was probably a tennis court at one time on this particular patch, and just further ahead where you can see a children's play area, which I'll have a look at close in a bit. That once was the bowling green. Still have bowls here, and they're a very successful bowling team they have as well, apparently. It was about 1897 when the drinking fountain was added, but that's no longer here. I'll show you the approximate location of where that was in a bit. The original children's park area was just about here. You can see it's a bit of a state now. It's all been dug up, and I'm not sure what they're going to do with this particular area now. And we can show you where apparently the original bowling green used to be. Just about here. This is where the children's play area is now. Well, that was where the original bowling green was. Just about here, where the children's play area used to be, once stood the bandstand. Nothing exists of the bandstand now. We have had the same thing in Kenrid Park, where the bandstand was removed. Hilltop Park also had their bandstand removed. Dartmouth Park still has theirs, but I don't think it's used. Sad really, isn't it? The bandstand's not used. Anyway, we can follow the paths now around here. Reuben Farley gave this park to the people of West Bromwich, for these people here in particular, in Grits Green. Reuben Farley himself was born in the Grits Green area. He was a local businessman in this area as well. He used to own, I think he used to own a mine, a colliery, which around Dunkirk Avenue, around that area, which is not far from here. And we got some of this lovely gym equipment that we tend to find in parks these days. I had a close look at the ones in Kenrick Park and I couldn't make out what they was. I'm not going to demonstrate any. That does look like a rowing machine, doesn't it, that one? At least I know what that looks like a running machine, doesn't it? Yeah, not sure about the others. I tend to come to parks when there's nobody in. Always seems to be that way. We've got a sports area just there, consisting of a basketball, a court. The park, as I said, was opened on the 6th of August 1892, and the dignitaries on that day when it was opened was the local MP, the mayor and all the council members were here. Reuben Farley was actually the mayor of West Bromwich 4 times, and they erected a clock in his honour in Carter's Green. He died in, he was born in 1826, he died in 1899, and he's buried at Heath Lane Cemetery. But anyway, on the opening ceremony, Farley himself was presented with a ceremonial key, and at least around 300 children or so, and plus 400 or 500 elderly were provided with free tea to celebrate the opening of this park. We've got a skateboard and park here. I think it was around the 1955 when the park was extended to include this part of this was added to the original park. It went from 5 acres to 8.5 acres, and we had this skate park just put here, skateboard. It's quite a large open field as well, isn't it, really? It stretches back over there as well in the yonder. So we've got 2 quite large areas here. Just take you to the side of the original boundary of the park, and you can see there's a pathway down there that leads you onto Blades Road. And from Blades Road, if you want to come up here, this is your entrance. Apparently it's quite a popular park at the weekends, Saturday, Sundays. It's not huge by any standards, but it's still a park. It's got a fair few facilities, especially at the lodge, where there's community groups that meet up there. There's a fair few activities that take place at that building, just by the main gates. As we're going slightly downhill now, you can see the original boundary wall of the park with its pillars. Today it's not particularly busy at all. I'll just show you now we're on the other side of the park. Just ahead of me is the lodge, and here is the children's play area just here, which was created around 2020. Okay, just show you again where the bandstand was situated here. You can see this circular area here, which is where the original kiddies play area was before it was moved in around 2020. But the bandstand was erected here in 1894. It was probably the largest and most artistic bandstand ever erected in the Midlands at the time. But sadly it is no more, and we've often said about bandstands in parks, they never get any use at all. I think they probably were used back in the day when they were built, but you know, there isn't one in Hilltop or here or Kenrid Park now, but there's still one in Dartmouth Park, but it doesn't get used either. So that's where the original bandstand once was. So we've already looked over there where the bowling green is. Just a quick look through here. This was the original bowling green just here, and there's the kiddies play area now. It's now moved from over here. So we're making our way now down to the bottom of the park. This park actually looks quite cared for. The lawns are cut, the hedges are trimmed in most places. Overall it's quite nice actually, quite pleasant. And if we look just over there we can see where another entrance to the park is, with its two very ornate pillars just guarding the entrance over there, just by Whitehall Road. We've got the Sons of Rest building here to the right. It was built here in 1936. A lot of parks have Sons of Rests, and they used to be. The Sons of Rest movement was formed in around 1927 when those veterans from the First World War didn't have anywhere to meet up and socialise. So somebody came up with the idea of creating a series of buildings in park areas mainly, so that the over 65s could meet up. And of course it was mainly for men, but now these Sons of Rest buildings are now open for women as well. And I think they brought the entrance limit down to 50. But more importantly, just here where these gates were, just around there, just around here, we'd have had the drinking fountain that was added to the park in 1897. There's the original bowling green there. That was added in the 20th century. As we look ahead now, we've got the good shot here of the lodge, as you can see. And I think there's 3 entrances to this park. So we're going to make our way to the main one now. Okay, so well, that's Farley Park. Okay, so that's Farley Park for you. I thought it'd be a bit bigger than that actually, Farley Park. It always surprises me, the sizes of the parks that we have in West Bromwich. Dartmouth Park in particular is a very, very big park. It's our premier park, and so you don't expect the parks to be as big as that, but the green screen one, the Farley Park one was a little bit smaller than I thought, but it did boast of having the biggest and the most artistic bandstand ever to be erected in a park in the Midlands at one time in 1894, I believe. And but what happened to that bandstand? Who stole the bandstand? Who destroyed the bandstand? Where did it go? Why would it have to be dismantled at all? You can just imagine what a wonderful centrepiece that bandstand would be now if it was still in existence. But sadly, the bandstand, like the other bandstands in the park, have all gone. So there you go. So if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.